Morning, all. I'm just going to give it a few minutes before I start rumbling about my sales, or maybe the lack of them this week. Um, See who's joining. It's been quiet, but it's been also progressing, and I managed to do some sourcing. So I haven't done a sales update since 24th of January. So that's a while ago. And I think we've got a few things to go through. Let's give it a minute or two before anybody joins. And if not, we can get started in a minute. I haven't had a massive amount of sales. I had sales, several sales, but the profits on those sales haven't been high. And that is due to me buying a lot of clothes and trying to sell them just purely because I like to help my local charity. And the profits on clothes and shoes are not as good as boring items as it's known. I've learned that recently, like bread makers and steamers and wallpaper strippers and tools and uh, typewriters, maybe cameras. So personally, I absolutely love clothes and shoes, and I wish I could keep some of the clothes, but my wardrobe is quite full and I don't really go anywhere, so I don't really need so much clothes. But I also love toys, but the toys don't have a huge margin of them. I had a friend over on um, Sunday and she gave me just those lovely flowers. So I thought that maybe just show you guys something different. So the sales were, and the dartboards, of course, but I did sell paintings. Personally, I like selling paintings. I make a decent enough profit on paintings, apart from one that I didn't sell for that much. But so the sales were, I saw the painting. It's the horse painting, and it was an acrylic painting in a very poor condition, actually. But that sold for £4 because I didn't realize how poor condition it was until I actually got home. And it was obviously one off, which was great. And I know horse art sells really well. So I took it up York Recycle project in York last week, I think almost 2 weeks ago now. And that sold a few days later for £4. And that was a part of a bundle, and I've got like some amazing things in that bundle. So the whole bundle cost me £75, and I'm sure to make profit on that. But so the painting was £4. In the same bundle, I had a dartboard, and I sold that for 10. So that was £14 back on the 75 spent. And I also had another dartboard that I bought in the summer. I bought it for £3 and I sold it via Facebook Marketplace. Literally the same day, I sold two dartboards. One was an adult one and the other one was like a kiddie one. Yeah, the two guys came to collect within an hour apart and they were gone. So my kids made use of that dartboard over Christmas, and then I managed to sell it. So win-win. They had a free toy for a few months and I made a profit at the end. And it's gone. So then I bought some jumpers and I probably made 350 or something on selling two jumpers. So that was good. Typewriter. So the jumpers only sell really for about £3 or £4. I also sold some of my own jumpers, which I don't really count as a profit. It's more like a loss, but that's just been and gone. You know, I wore it and it's sold. And I can buy something a lot cheaper. I've got plenty of clothes actually. Um, so the typewriter was for £10 and sold for 46. So out of fees, I got probably £30 profit. That was really good. Then I bought a short. It was a kind of a 100% cotton, £3 sold for 6. There was a book, like auto book. So I bought it of a lady at a car boot. I bought two books. They were like pristine condition. And I thought, somebody would like that. And they were 30 £20 30 brand new. So I thought I could sell them for maybe £3. In the end, I sold one of them for £2, making a pound of profit. And then I bought curtains at the charity shop. I had a big haul at the charity shop where I spent something like close to £70. And I bought curtains for £2 and I sold them for 8 the same day. So that's £6 profit. I'll tell you the total profit at the end. Um, then there were come a couple of pens. So that was a profit of £4 on those. Cutlery bought for two, sold for 10 yesterday. So that was £8 profit. Mickey t-shirt for a boy, bought like a bundle of 5 items for £1. And that short was in that pound. So technically it cost me 20p and I sold it for £2. So that was good. Then there was a Ted Baker short that I bought for £3, pristine condition, sold it 3 days later for 4.50, £1.50. Then I bought like three tapes, and one of them was Joseph Technicolor coat or something. So the whole bundle of three cost me £1, but I sold that one for £1. So I'm just going to put it down for 50p profit. Binoculars I picked up about 2 months ago for £1 at the car boot, and I sold it for 3. Then there was a camera, like an old vintage Kodak camera, which I picked up for £2 and sold it for 6. And then there was a wall stripper, kind of a steamy wall stripper. So I picked it up for 5. It worked, and I sold it for 15 via Facebook Marketplace, making me a profit of 10, which was probably one of the typewriter, the wall stripper, the boring items make the best profits. Then I had two clocks, like a small mantle clock and a bigger one, like a golden made in England clocks, Smith, I think, and the other one was Rapport. And I bought two of them for 5 and I sold them for 16, but I had to pay a little bit more in postage because it went to France. So I had to top up the postage by pounds. And yeah, so I think in total they made me a profit of £10, which was quite okay for me. And then last night, I sold kids' shoes. They were Nike shoes, and I bought them for 5, I think about £4 or £5 at the car boot, and I sold them for 8 on eBay last night. So I just packed them up this morning. They're in the car to be posted later. So overall, my profit, so not the sales, but the profit for these 2 weeks being £86. So it hasn't been massive, but in the same period of time, I've sourced a lot of stuff. I invested all the money back into business to buy stock. I turned a profit on every item that I sold. And, there's still lots of profit to be made. So it is January and February, they're quiet months. I also had some jewelry sales in my other business where I just sell jewelry. Um, so the profits there were a little bit higher, probably close to maybe 300 for the same period. Um, and I sold some of my kids' stuff, toys, and my own stuff, which brought the cash in a bit. So probably we are, not too bad. I have managed to list a lot of stuff, and I've managed last night to source more stuff for free where people are giving away stuff, and I'm going to go collect that today. Um, so hopefully make a little bit of profit there. I did have almost sold a jacket, but unfortunately the lady, it didn't fit her. She turned up, she tried it on, it didn't fit her, so that was a bit of a thing. And the funny thing happened, well, not a funny thing, actually horrific things happened last week, that um, I had a telescope that I bought at the York Recycle project. I cleaned it up, it works, but one of the lenses is not as clear as others. But I still found a buyer via Facebook, and she was on the way to me to buy the telescope, and she got into a crash. And she actually went to the hospital and she messaged me saying that she will still turn up and buy the telescope, which was amazing, obviously, but I don't know when. So that will be the money back into that bundle of £75 that I spent at the York Recycle project. I still have a picnic basket, which probably be more kind of April, May sale, or maybe March. And I still have about 4 or 5 cutlery sets and kind of dessert spoons and things and forks. Um, like this one is a seafood. If you're interested in any of my items, I'm going to put the eBay, any of my videos would have an eBay link. It's Lee underscore 926. And that's my eBay profile. Have a look. I still have a toaster, the DeLonghi toaster to sell. So there's still few items, the household boring items that I think will sell. It's just been, and obviously I went and bought my kids lots of really amazing clothes. And my husband as well got lots of clothes. It's a good time to go and shop for jackets now because all the charity shops and car booter is trying to get rid of them. And you can pick up great jackets, jumpers, raincoats for quite cheap. And that's what I did. And also some people on Olio and Facebook giving away bundles. And, so it's because they're clearing out. So it's a good time of the year to get stock up on stock that you could be selling come September, October, November. And yes, you have to hold it. You have to have some space. And if you don't want to have the space, if you don't want to hold it, I have a jewelry business and I'm going to be offering wholesale opportunity with me. And where you'll be able to buy a start, like a 7 items to start for quite a heavy discount, and then try to resell it locally on your eBay, on your Vinted, or start the eBay account. And that's literally takes this much space. It's jewelry, it's proven. You could see the reviews on my website, on my eBay, on my Vinted, because I've been selling jewelry and other things for probably 6 years now. And this is how I've built over 2,000 positive reviews. People absolutely love the quality of jewelry. And, you could see across the board, on eBay and my Vinted, my reviews are absolutely stellar. And also on Amazon. I have an Amazon shop where I sell jewelry, just jewelry, nothing else. I have a website and a Facebook page as well for my jewelry. So I'll be linking all of that. So you'll see the social proof of jewelry sales. The profits are a lot higher than clothes or shoes or anything else. The only thing is, it's a very seasonal sell. Come May, April, May, you'll have amazing sales. June, maybe. July, August, it'll be quiet. Um, from September until the first week in January, you'll just go crazy. So it's a good time to get into jewelry business, but just know it's not all year round business and you really need to pick your time. So like January we had very few sales, but we still had sales of well over 1,500 in jewelry across eBay, TikTok. Yeah, forgot to mention TikTok. I also have a shop on eBay, on TikTok. But you could start very small. I invest thousands in jewelry. I have massive stock, and I've been doing it for 6 years now, and I started with a local supplier, and I'm offering this opportunity now to my subscribers. I'll be talking more about, I'll be making a video more about jewelry sales and how I got started, so you can get started with as little as £125 for a starter pack. I've just got my virtual assistant to make some graphics and some um, links and discounts. So yeah, you could buy the starter pack and you could start selling. And I'm going to give you the images, the item descriptions, suggested price, and all those things. So you can start advertising and making money right away. So yeah, if you're interested, please let me know. Leave a comment on any of my videos. And yeah, maybe join me on TikTok at Money Making Mummy. I'm gonna go and do some work and try and list some items. I don't have a death pile, but I've got 3 items here that I'd like to list today. So happy reselling, and yeah, see you next time.